I'm Joe Normal, and you're watching Guitar Tales with Dave Cohen and Scott Guitarmas. Have a rockin' day.
Coming to you from Noise Network Studios, introduced by the great Joe Normal. You have to check his stuff out. I follow him on social media. He is a fabulous artist, great guy, and a friend of the show. We have an amazing show coming on today, but before we do that, let's give a special thanks to our sponsors here. Why don't we start out in Asbury Park, Confections of a Rock Star. I talk about it every week. It's fabulous. Go by, have something great to eat. Check out the vibe in there. It's all rock and roll. And you could bring home some delicious macaroons, cupcakes for your pooch. And inside the store, after Alice Cooper has all his delicious desserts, get yourself a cheeseburger. Have dessert first, and then have a phenomenal smash burger. I think there's smash burgers there. They taste like it. And they are fabulous. These are craft level, high-end burgers at Little Andy's Burgers, same place. Get to both. Absolutely fabulous. And now, we have a special show tonight, and we think it's very timely. It's all about Rush. Why don't you come on in and tell us all about it, Scott?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Oh, good.
Tell us about Rush.
I'm a big fan of Jeffrey Rush. He's an amazing actor.
He is.
I can't wait to talk about him.
No,
he's really done some fabulous work.
He has, and I think it's very timely to be talking about Jeffrey Rush right now.
I don't think that's the Rush that people are interested in, though, honestly.
It is not. It is not.
Of course, we're talking about the rock band Rush.
We are. We
just announced their 2026 tour. Well, not just. We're a little late to the party here, but we're busy.
Yes, we're about 2 weeks late. But, you know, you and I started chatting as soon as they announced. It's actually, I think, for Rush fans, it's emotional that they've come back because, you know, this is a band where these are three guys who just care about each other.
It's emotional for them.
Yeah.
They made a really hard decision, to come back.
Yeah.
And we're not going to play the clip of them talking about coming back. Everybody's saying it already.
Yeah.
We got a couple of other little clips.
We do.
That are funny and interesting.
Yeah. And you know what I have to say? As we watch in the comments section, I think with other bands, I think you'd see a lot more hate toward Annika, who, by the way, we both went online to listen to how Getty said her name. So it's Annika. I was about to say Anika. She's new to all of us.
Right.
Not new to Jeff Beck,
no.
but new to us.
Yeah, and once I found that out, I'm like, well, listen, if Getty and Alex are on board and they trust her and we trust them, and she's playing drums for Jeff Beck and Jeff Beck trusted her.
Yeah.
Who am I to say?
Right. And that's, you know what I like? That's how the Rush fans are.
Yeah.
You know, they're not knuckleheads. They're not cold. If you are a true Rush fan, you're actually probably definitionally a nice person. Mm-hmm. Like I think I could say that about Rush, and it's very special. So,
the joke is, she's a female drummer, and Rush is typically has a fan base that's all men.
The joke is she'll be the only female at the concert.
Maybe she'll bring ladies to the party, and maybe they'll discover Rush's music. Yeah. Will they gravitate towards it? I don't know why it's such a male driven type music, but it for some reason attracts a lot of guys.
It does. Now let me ask you this. Have you watched at least 5 or 10 times their introduction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Brilliant.
Right. But what about the MC when he announces them?
Mm-hmm.
It's the most amazing thing. So, they had been ducked for something like 40 years before they got inducted. Yeah. And
did Dave Grohl bring him on? I can't remember.
He introduced them, But what happened is that this clip, it's a 3-minute clip, and I'll watch it if I want a lift, if I want an emotional lift. So he goes through wonderful artists. We actually had, if you watch the clip, one of our Guitar Tales guests is on the clip because Donna Summer was inducted the same year as Rush. I want to say 2011, maybe 2013, something like that.
Bruce Soldano.
Yes, he was right on video. You see him, up there clapping for his wife, yes, her widower, but he was there. I don't know if he accepted or not, but in any event, so they name each of these super high-end artists, and there's the appropriate and the normal amount of applause.
Right.
So it might be like, guitar slinger from Chicago, John Jones, I'm making up a name, and then there'll be a lot of clapping. And all he had to say was the boys from Toronto.
And from Toronto,
He couldn't say their name, and there was pandemonium
in
that theater.
Absolutely erupted. It's just one of those bands that just never got in right away. And we can't get into the whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing. Everybody knows, that they're bringing in rap artists and different things, and the rock fans get upset, that certain bands still haven't gotten in. And so now this is our guys. These are our guys. This is a true legendary rock band that finally made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And listen, they were shunned for many, many years.
They were. They
couldn't get in there. And Dave Grohl said something like finally.
Yeah.
And he could, he could barely speak over the loudness of the cheers in the audience.
Yeah, there were a lot of Rush fans there, and the love of the folks in attendance for that band, including the artists' love for them, I think speaks volumes about this band.
They're musicians.
They are.
Right?
They are.
You haven't been to a Rush show, I don't think.
No, I have not.
And I've seen them a couple of times, and it's really something to behold. Now, normally I'd be bored to tears that they don't run around stage and do all that kind of stuff. They have a fabulous show, light show, and so forth. But to see just three guys without tracks making all those noises, and no vocal harmonies either, right?
No, they're doing it on their own.
Geddy sings everything. Neil writes the material. He sings it. Geddy's busy as hell. He's playing with his feet. He's playing with his hands. He's got one hand on the keyboard, one hand on the bass, and he's singing all this stuff. And
wait, you're forgetting something.
What's that?
He's got his foot on the foot pedals when he's
That's
doing
what I said. He's got his feet going.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's left hand on the bass, right hand on the keyboard. I don't know which foot. One of the feet on the pedals, and he's singing all at the same time.
Right.
It's shocking. And
as good as Alex Lifeson is, he's a little overshadowed by all the talent of the other two guys.
Oh, he is.
But when you really listen and you've actually tried to play on guitar, which is over here, the 1979 Stratocaster, which is my first guitar, which I sort of tried to knock off what Alex was playing in those days with a mirrored pickguard. Back in the day, that had a mirrored pickguard on it because Alex had one. It's just really smart guitar playing that fits the song, and those giant power chords, and some of them are really weird. We're not talking about straight power A chords or power E chords that you would normally hear, let's say in a Who song or a classic rock song.
Yeah.
He's playing lots of little different weird.
Yeah, he's got, there's a lot of open
things.
strings when he does it too. Like,
yeah,
we did Spirit of Radio when I was with Todd. And
what a great lick that is.
It's such a great lick. And I had to learn it. Except that the hammering part.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I would shut my volume and pretend to play that part because we had another guitar player. So I did the whole rest of the song. I did fine. But that part I never learned. So I would shut my volume and pretend to play it.
Well, hey, look, you got to do what you got to do.
I was 19 years old, I'll maybe 20. I'll give myself a pass, But speaking of that, I got a prop. So you've seen this in my house. So on the bottom of this right here, this is a 1983. There's me with hair with the Strat. That's my old 78 Strat. But these aren't really connected. So down
I had
here,
a 79 Strat in those days. You had a 78?
I did.
Wow.
So somewhere down here, I was with my buddy Dave Hendricks. I didn't make up that name. That's his real name. And we were two guitar players looking for a bass and a drummer, a bass player and a drummer. And we said, yeah, but we're not very good. And we didn't say no Neil Pearts need apply because we didn't know that back then. We said no Neil Pearts need apply.
Right.
In the meantime, Todd, the guy you see on drums over here, I can't even do it, but down there, the guy holding the mic by the drums.
Right.
He's sitting with a bass player saying, I'd like to be in a band, but I'm no Neil Peart. Todd then wanders off to the student center at GW where we all went. And he found our little thing like you used to put in the grocery with the phone numbers at the bottom.
Yeah.
And he took it, and Warren thought he made it up because they had just had the conversation that very day. And Rush.
He mentioned Neil Peart by name, or Pert, probably.
Yeah,
probably
Pert.
said
Back then it was Pert.
We all said Pert.
We all
said Ace Frehley, too.
We did, right.
So we found out it was Frehley. By the way, get well, Ace. I heard Ace is having a rough time.
Yeah, he is. And so what I love is the band Rush is the basis of not just the band that I was in, but friendships that we developed that still exist 40 plus years later.
Yeah.
42 years later, I was just in LA to see The Who with Todd. So our love of the band Rush, all the way back then in 1983, 84, led to our little college band that we were in for 4 years.
So why is it you never saw them live? I'm fascinated by this. That you never got around to it.
That's it. I never got around to it. There's a few bands like that I never got to see live. I never saw Aerosmith live. The closest I got to see was just when I was in LA. They had an impromptu reunion.
Yeah,
at that. But I love Aerosmith. Never saw them live, and I've seen many, many concerts. But I will tell you, I did buy tickets. I forgot to tell you. I called you the other day. So August 4th, Danielle and I are going to see them. And
that's great.
The tickets are not cheap.
I don't know if I'm going to make it because my schedule's so flaky right now. I just finished a residency in Bayonne, and now I'm floating around. So I would like to see him, but it might be a last minute decision. See what happens.
But I never have, and I got to say, I suspect that the mood when people see them, it's going to be such a warm experience. And I wonder out loud if they will do a similar tribute to Neil like Bruce did for Clarence. Because
McCartney did for Lennon, where we actually played along with a video of Lennon singing.
Oh yeah.
Kind of neat. I don't know if they're going to do anything that tricky.
Yeah.
But they're technologically, advanced guys. Maybe they could figure out a way to do that.
I could see them doing it. The other thing, if you listen to the, it's not even a press release. It's just, Alex and Getty chatting, and they're going to bring on other singers.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bring on other musicians. And I kind of like the humility in that, and they said so that it would help them with their dance routines. Did you hear that? Which I thought was a nice sort of self-effacing.
What kind of pressure do you think they're going to have? And more importantly, what pressure do you think Annika is going to have? You think she's super worried about these gigs, or at least the first few?
I don't know. The funny thing is, I think because, she toured with Jeff Beck, This is bigger. I mean, I don't care that Jeff is objectively a better guitar player than Alex. He is. But I think there's 1,000-fold more pressure on this event because, Rush is dramatically bigger than he was, at least as an independent artist.
It harkens back to, when Satriani is coming out and trying to play Van Halen stuff without practice on the Howard Stern show and totally fucked up one of
I know.
licks, and everybody's giving him a lot of shit. Now, if she screws up,
I think the crowd will treat her with love.
Yeah. You think she's put her own spin on it, or you think she'll try to play it like the record or like the way Neil did?
I think a little bit of both. I think that, one of the things they said is that Neil is irreplaceable. We're not trying to replace him.
Right.
And
that's an important distinction, right?
Yeah.
Because can I just play this little video for us?
I'll permit you to. I'll authorize it.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel. AI generated thing. I like where they're going with it, but I don't know. That video sounds like you're replacing me, but that's not really.
No, he's just
where anybody's at with this. She's not trying to be a replacement for him.
No, you know what it is?
And there are millions of drummers that could play like Neil.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who can play like Eddie perfectly.
Right.
But we're not plugging in another drummer to take his place. She's simply representing his position in the band.
Yeah. And, I think a difference is that, like, I love David Lee Roth, but he's an asshole. Or he was,
Yeah.
He was an asshole.
Yeah,
so,
he had a huge ego for sure.
Huge ego. He wasn't a good guy, I suspect. He was an interesting guy. So when you have Sammy going in, they'll be like this in those early, everyone loves Sammy now because he's so great. But I think in the early days there were the Dave loyalists, and there was all this competition. I think all she is going to have is reverence for Neil. And I don't think that the perspective of the folks who I think are all going to accept her is going to be anything other than we're rooting for you. I think that's going to be the difference. I think Sammy said it when he was first playing with Van Halen, that crowd was not rooting for him.
No, I was there. One of the first, the 5150 tour, there were no boos. It was largely on his side. There were a bunch of people holding no Dave sign, Dave with a big line, like a do not enter sign.
Right.
And, I said this many times on the show. I went there with the position of arms folded, show me.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Show me why you belong in Van Halen. And I was immediately won over right after the first song.
I saw, back in those days, I saw Sammy just solo. And then, I don't know what the timing was, but then I saw Van Hagar. Loved them both. Loved Sammy. One of my favorite moments from the Sammy concert when he was playing I've Done Everything for You. And he said, this is a song that I wrote that Rick Springfield made popular. And everyone starts booing.
Right.
And he said, don't boo. He made me a lot of money.
Right. I mean, you're there with a bunch of hard rock fans and they're bringing up Rick Springfield. It's not really going to go over well. I
know. And the funny thing is, now you look at, what he's doing these days. He's always jamming with Rick Springfield. Like I'm trying to fix this. They're buddies, and I think they like each other. And Rick is I don't think he's a strong guitar player, but he's a good guitar player. He's fine. And Todd and I, we went to watch him ironically. I've actually seen Rick twice.
You said that the last time we had a show that you saw Rick Springfield twice.
Yeah, some Great Adventure.
Pictures of Rick on the screen.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Yeah, he's not bad. He's fine.
I'm trying to think of the most embarrassing, air quotes, embarrassing concert I ever attended. And I was trying to think of one. Most concerts I went to, I actually wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of concerts I went to, like, I guess I'll go. And it turned out to be really good. Motley Crue was one of them.
I might have seen Barry Manilow at the Garden State Arts Center. I don't remember. I might have. But I did see David Cassidy there with my parents.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I was
I got a whole list of embarrassing concerts.
I do. And
I could think of anyway.
In my vinyl collection, is a Michael Bolton album.
Oh,
and
we always had those.
It was never played. I bought it because it was on in college. They had like the discount rack, and it was $1. And he was doing this thing, and for folks just listening, I'm sort of sucking my lips in. He was doing that, and you could tell he was just trying to accentuate his cheekbones. And I just thought it was the funniest thing I ever saw. And I thought, for $1, I could own this ridiculous picture.
I think the most embarrassing record I ever bought was Convoy by C.W. McCall. I bought the 45.
We got a Convoy.
Yeah. My early days of record buying, I bought 45s. I didn't really know how to buy albums. I just wanted the hits.
Right. I had
I bought that and Mr. Jaws, I think, at Grant's.
I have Happy Days on 45.
You mean Sunday, Monday, every day?
That is exactly what I have.
I couldn't even tell you who freaking sings that.
I used to know. I don't remember now.
What was the record label? ABC Records?
I think the label is Yellow. I mean, I could run upstairs and get it, but. And then my favorite that we've talked about on this show, which I'm very proud of, free inside of some kind of food thing my parents got. It's called the Great Shakes Shakeout with like the promotion. It's Yardbirds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot what the song is, but it's literally so somewhere in there is Jimmy Page didn't do everything with the Yardbirds. I think we have recordings without him. But it's a red label, and I have a 45. I have a Yardbirds 45 that came free with some kind of snack or something.
My first rock and roll record came off the back of an Alphabet cereal box.
Oh, yeah, you used to cut them out.
Yeah.
You need a graphic for that for the younger folks.
I'm going to put it up. The Monkees, Last Train to Clarksville. And they had other hit songs that you could get on Alphabet. You had to collect them all. I only got the one. I cut it out, and I beat the crap out of his flimsy.
But they worked. Those things worked. You had to be really ginger when you took them out.
Last Train to Clarksville, eating my alphabets. God only knows how old I was, but I was really intrigued by. It
was almost like last year, I think you told me. Yeah.
I think I discovered the Monkees before I discovered the Beatles.
Well, that's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So I have this video now. A lot of guys try to emulate Rush's music and online and try to get a lot of views, and some of them do it really, really well. There's a lot of good Rush tribute bands out there.
Are you going to give us one of those shitty bands?
Yeah, these guys, they got together to play Rock Band.
Okay.
And we could watch it together.
And they're tough on the eyes too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tough on the ears, tough on the eyes.
Yeah, check this out. You'll like it.
Oh, that drumming's horrible. Is that Steve Bello?
But even Neil is like so focused trying to play Rock Band. They're going wrong. They're losing them. I don't know if you know anything about Rock Band. If you start sucking, the crowd boos. Throws his hand in the air, and they fail.
They hate us.
That is so great.
I can't play to that. I'm going to go join another. They're pretty good 31%.
I'm going to go join another band, he says.
I just starting to get a feel for it.
Isn't that something?
That is so great.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
playing Rock Band's entirely different.
Oh, I can't do it.
If you play guitar or drums, drumming wise, you got a fighting chance, but you have to hit the right colors, and it's.
Oh, I tried it when my kids were little, when they had those things. I hated it, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And the same thing, I would put on songs I knew how to play, and I couldn't do rock. I couldn't do Rock Band.
But the internet is full. It's been a real rushy week. There's all kinds of jokey things. We saw this one earlier this week. I thought that was funny.
That is great.
Fresh from the Catalina Wine Festival, the fucking
Catalina Wine Festival. Yeah,
that's their new drummer. There was a bunch of stuff like that. But seriously, Rush fans are completely elated, as I am.
Yeah.
I've covered Rush songs. I played Rush songs. They're always super difficult and challenging.
They are.
And they just pull it off like it's a second thought. It's unbelievable.
I remember, like we were just a hacker band, but Spirit of Radio was, to date, my crowning achievement.
I still can't play that lick. You know how I play it? As if Van Halen played it. I do.
Right.
I play it with two hands.
Yeah. Is that
That's how I covered it?
Does Alex only use one hand for it? Does he just hammer?
Yeah.
Oh, so he just hammers with the left.
Yeah, the real way to do it, it's
a pull off.
It's a pull off one-handed thing.
Oh, all right.
That I never spent time really trying to. I probably could play it now, but back in those days, I just, you know what? I'm gonna go with my fingers.
Wait, how is that?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
How dare you call me out on that?
I've committed to learning Limelight, and I went on the Marty Schwartz tutorial.
Marty,
guess how long the tutorial,
Marty, come on the show.
We do need him.
We're begging you.
We are. Guess how long the tutorial is for that song?
Oh.
31 minutes.
Oh yeah, there's so much going on there, and that's just the guitar part.
I thought it was going to be easy, but until you listen to him, there's so many breaks, and it's all these open strings, and really clever things. I mean, it is amazing. It's such a testament. And you opened with something I was going to talk about. I think Alex would even say he's probably the weakest link in that band, and he's a strong link. But what he does, it's creative, and it's exactly what he services the song. Mm-hmm. And in every song he services.
It's got some Indian flavors in there, and different kind of. I don't know shit about like melodic mixolydian, this Lydian, that Lydian. It just sounds different, right?
Yeah, he's got a little bit of the edge in him.
Yeah,
in that like I remember it was almost painful to watch that fake documentary with Jimmy Page and I think Jack White and the Edge, because the Edge isn't at their level.
It's going to get loud.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and the Edge.
My favorite part is when Jimmy schools them. Oh, I came up with this lick, and they're like,
yeah,
why are we here?
Yeah, 'cause neither one of them belong there.
We're not worthy.
But one of the things that I'm a huge U2 fan. One of the things that I love that the Edge does is it's the texture, it's the sounds, and he is being an artist.
Yeah.
With the sound effects, like he embraces them and makes. He's the opposite of an Eddie. Eddie didn't use boxes.
Somebody said he's sort of a tone alchemist or something like that.
Yeah, and I think
it's not the flurry of notes. It's kind of like the way, the tone and the echo and the rhythm of the echo and all that stuff that he puts it together.
Yeah,
it makes it sound kind of cool.
And I think Alex is sort of a harder rock version of that.
Because I agree with that.
Yeah, he is not without his boxes. He's not without his effects.
Mm-hmm.
Every song has a very specific tone about it. And the tone is matching those interesting chords and those interesting breaks and things like that. Or even, what I'm thinking about right now is 2112. It opens up with just gorgeously layered, nicely distorted guitar, right? But then when he finds the guitar and you hear the water in the background, oh my God. It's not just that it's really good guitar playing.
Is 2112 the first record you discovered of theirs, or did you go back? I kind of went back after Moving Pictures.
I started with Moving Pictures. That was my...
And then I went back and listened to some of their other stuff.
Yeah. I started with the whole Tom Sawyer and all that.
And I got to be honest, Geddy's voice back in the old days, it was so high and so screechy, it was almost unlistenable to me.
Yeah.
But there's something that really, drew me to their music, and it's weird. Like, you can't dance to it, right?
No, you can't dance to it.
It's almost like classical music in a way.
Yeah. You just, it'll be interesting to see at a concert. Like, let me think. Most of the Who stuff you can't dance to. There's a couple. They do a really good 515. When they do it live, they actually make it a little more rhythmic, and the movement's different. But this is one of those concerts where you're just standing and appreciating, and cheering.
Yeah, and waiting for those drum breaks. And I guess she'll probably have her own drum solo.
And I just thought of something I was going to mention earlier. So when I saw the Who, one of the criticisms of the drummer, and I forgot, Scott Devours or something like that. He played nothing like Keith. He just played like a really good, strong drummer in any band.
Yeah.
And I loved it because
that was a critique I had. I saw him doing the fills before Roger scream and won't get fooled. And he was playing Neil Peart licks, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like that.
Double bass drum shit and all that kind of stuff.
But
I think if Annika,
I think Annika,
that would be a massive disservice to Rush
if she does her own
because
thing.
the drums you only got 3 guys and the drums are just such a huge part of the song and the musical texture.
Yeah.
And if he deviates from that too much, it's gonna be a problem. She's gonna get massive thumbs down, especially from the haters that are already out there.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to the original Scott Guitarmist quote at the outset of the show,
which is,
I am trusting that not just the choice of drummer, but the choices that Annika makes with Geddy and Alex are going to be exactly what fit the song. I think we're all going. I mean, ultimately the proof will be in the pudding. Mm-hmm. But I have a feeling, once whenever the tour starts, I think it starts not just at the beginning of 26. I think it starts a little deeper in. Mm-hmm. But I suspect that when we see the reviews start coming in, all of her creative choices are going to be pretty nice. I think because she's not. I'd be shocked if they picked a woman who's infusing any ego into the equation.
Right.
I think the 3 of them are going to say, how do we best honor Neil without mimicking Neil?
Here's one observation I have. All the videos I've seen her, and she's proficient as hell. She's great.
Yeah.
But her drum set is small.
Oh, interesting.
Comparatively to Neil's setup.
She's a little Buddy Ritchie compared to him.
Yeah. So, and Neil used all those drums.
He did.
Right? He had electronic drums on one half of the kit. He had another massive wraparound pearl set on the other side. Plus, he had the xylophone, electric xylophone, or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Who's going to play all those parts? Are they going to give that to the drummer? Are they going to give it to are they going to outsource it to another musician to play those traps?
Right.
That'd be interesting to see too.
That it's going to be very interesting, but I do have confidence that whatever she does, I mean, first of all, she's going to do it in conjunction. I'm Googling something for us right now. Let's see if anyone gets this reference. I'm like Jerry Ford. I can't do 2 things at once. Here we go. Yeah. I wanted to get
YYZ.
Yeah. I was going to try to get that familiar intro, like when that
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, when the crowd goes crazy in the beginning.
I would imagine she'll play that, and she'll probably have the trap set up for that sort of thing. But there was so much in Neil's kit, that he was banging on. She's not a large kit drummer. She's more of a sensibly sized drummer, like my little setup here.
I think right now, the 3 of them, and probably some trusted other inside inner circle folks, are having this very discussion.
Yeah.
I'm a small kit person. I want to do right by you. I want to do right by the fans. I want to do right by Neil's memory. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Like, I guarantee it. She's not coming in like a Sammy Hagar saying, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Like, you don't think she's going like, I don't know how he did that. I don't know if I could pull that off. Oh, she might be. And then what's beautiful is then their circle is going to say, we're going to help get you there. Mm-hmm. Like that's what makes this band so different from so many other bands.
Work on it and get it right, and you'll be able to do it. I have confidence in you. Maybe that's the discussion.
Yeah, like that Alex and Geddy are going to say, we picked you for a reason. You got this. And they'll say, whatever you need, whatever resources you need, we're going to help you get there.
Satch didn't get the beginning of Mean Streets
no,
and Howard Stern, but a couple months later, guess what? He nailed it.
Yeah.
And he nailed it every night.
Yeah, that's a good song, man.
And I tell you from personal experience, it took me a week to figure out how to play that introduction.
That would be very hard. But
for no reason, just to learn it. And I didn't even play it.
It's interesting because until he joined with Sammy, his rep was up there with Eddie almost. You know what I mean? Like he was, and once he had to do Eddie, he went down a couple of notches.
He felt that he saw how difficult it was to capture that magic.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like when
there,
people
there
cover.
There are a lot of drummers out there that can play Neil.
Yeah,
perfectly.
And that's clearly not what they want.
But that's not what they want. Is right.
No. Yeah, and that's
they
why
went with her for a reason. We're gonna find out why.
We are, and like that's why, like, I think for the Who, they're two old guys. Oh my God, I was watching old clips. I forgot what Roger used to look like when he would aggressively do the mic spin compared to what I saw in LA.
Yeah.
He looked like a nursing home resident, sort of like he was like very gingery, didn't want to hurt himself. So they needed in those moments, they needed just a conventional Neil Peart kind of drummer to fill the sound space, because Roger's vocals, they were pretty damn good, but they're not what they were.
Yeah.
Pete's guitar playing is really good, but it's not what it was. But for Rush, these guys are 10, 15 years younger than those guys, I suspect. Yeah. And
they're in their 70s, I think.
Yeah, and they seem healthy.
She's quite young. I think she's probably only 30-something years old.
Yeah. Actually, I looked at her. She's 42.
42, okay.
Yeah, but still young.
I was thinking late 30s.
Yeah. And, I think that they're going to just make the right creative choices. Like, I think Geddy said, I don't want to be playing 4 things at once. Let's get other musicians in here. Yeah. Maybe they'll be
already difficult to sing the material, let alone play it all again.
Yeah, and look, he has his own voice. He doesn't have a conventionally good voice, so he knows that. I mean, he's had as much success as anyone in that field. So maybe they want to get good singers, because when I'll take my YouTube journey and I want to hear what's the best version of my favorite song of theirs is Spirit of Radio, because we did it, so I have an attachment to that song. And the live versions, his vocals are almost always weak, And I look for that one. I'll be on my YouTube journey trying to find one where his vocals are good, Well,
what we older singers do, speaking for myself anyway, is we try to change the melody a little bit.
Right.
Bring it down and and actually you could see it in the Rock Band clip that we just played.
Yeah, he did. He played with it a little bit.
He didn't sing the super high part.
Right. But even the old, I think when he's doing his really cool falsetto-y kind of stuff, I think even back in the day, just for me, that only worked on albums.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear it live, it sounds so much thinner, And, I would love to hear some background vocalists, kind of putting some new punch into those old tunes.
Yeah.
And what's nice is they have nothing to prove. So, they're going to have fun. Like, I could see them going deep, deeper into their catalog. Like,
right. Absolutely.
Maybe they'll do a half hour of 2012.
Couple of surprises in there.
Yeah.
I have the unique position here that I played Rush songs on guitar, I played Rush songs on bass, and I played Rush songs on drums.
Oh, now who did you do them on drums with?
Just jamming with my brother and stuff.
Yeah.
When I first started getting into double bass drum playing and stuff, Neil was definitely a source of inspiration. And back in those days, you had to listen to the record and figure it out.
Yeah.
And then after my brother's a brilliant guitar player, so he covered all the Lifeson stuff. And then we had my friend Danny Gonzalez, which is a huge Neil Peart nerd. He idolizes the guy, and he's got great Rush chops. And I was playing bass, and we used to, without the singing, because everybody was afraid to sing.
Oh yeah.
We would just play musically, a lot of their stuff from Power Windows or Moving Pictures or 2112, And we were all about Rush. That's all we would do is jam Rush day in, day out.
Yeah.
My poor mommy.
No
chandelier shaking downstairs. Especially Danny plays so hard on the drums.
Yeah.
I was Danny's first drum teacher, actually, and I'm proud to say he's still out there doing it.
That's fantastic.
Colossal Street Jam. Danny played with them at least a couple of gigs. He may still be their primary drummer now. Anyway, Dave, that's a short, brief intermezzo about Rush.
Yeah. And you know what? I love an intermezzo, still 40 minutes on one of our favorite bands.
Maybe we'd do 20 minutes and that would be end of that. But
no, I didn't think so.
When you're passionate about something,
you
you know how we love to chat. Every time we talk, it's a show.
Every time we talk, it's a show. Well, we had to do it today without even a guest on the show. You and I start chatting. Like, no, Scott, we're doing the show already.
Shut up and let's start taping.
Shut up. Let's start taping. That's right. That's what Aaron always says.
Rush fans, we're very excited.
We are.
We'll see what happens. I'm sure whatever it is, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and by the way, when you start hearing the clips, tell us what you think about Annika. We know you're going to love her.
Yeah,
unless
absolutely.
you don't. Unless you don't.
So we have a new closing bumper tonight.
I'm excited for it.
Rex Armstrong was our last guest, and what a marvelous guy and learned guy. We had a great discussion. If you haven't heard the show, it's available everywhere.
Yeah,
on YouTube, the
I
video,
loved him.
and also audio wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right, damn it.
So he's giving a little shout out. Here you go, Rex. Take it away, buddy.
Yes, Rex.
What's going on, guys? This is Rex in the Rhythm, and I am on Guitar Tales with the bad man, Dave Cohen, and Scott, guitarist Engel. Tune in. Listen to Without You. It's awesome.